Hello guys, much blessings and love. And now I would love to share very deep and powerful insight that I had in between my psychedelic experiences. So I have experience with magic mushrooms, ayahuasca, DMT, Bufo various, and yeah, I would love to talk now about those psychedelics that is related to DMT, so-called spirit molecule, which also being produced in all living beings on this planet. So in between those experiences, for example, when I had a magic mushroom trip, I realized the similarity with DMT trip. So it seemed like magic mushroom trip is like slow motion of DMT trip, where everything manifests more rapidly. And then I realized that this DMT trip is like a slow motion of Bufo various trip, which is even more intense. And then what was very astonishing to me, then I realized that this everyday reality that we are experiencing is like a slow motion of a mushroom trip. And when we line up those all frequencies in one line, we can realize that we are actually living in a psychedelic trip. From the maximum intensity, where like in Bufo various, it is so fast frequency that all seeming separation starts to dissolve. And it seems like there is nothing happening, but simultaneously everything happening in that state. And you are that. So with that intensity, with that infinite speed in which we are now actually moving, we are creating all of these layers and filters that slows down that vibration and filters that vibration through our everyday functioning body. It produces this seemingly slow physical reality experience and all processes that we are appreciating here, what we can appreciate here. But it is very, very powerful to realize that. So you become the master of vibration, and so master of your reality. Because yeah, those different psychedelics just show different frequencies, different frequency levels of the same reality. It is one reality that can be experienced through different lens of frequency. And yeah, the higher the frequency, the more rapidly everything manifests. And that experience is more whole, more seamless. Separations dissolve. The higher the frequency, the more it includes, the more you as that infinite consciousness include in your here and now experience. So when you realize that it is just one instant experienced in slow motion, and that instant is actually also eternal, that is that beautiful paradox, that this seemingly smallest increment of time contains infinity, and yes, in this eternal here and now, in this instant, we always creating all the infinite processes that we are experiencing. And yes, it is all for appreciation, so then you can really enjoy the moment. And of course, I gave those measures of different psychedelics as gradation for the frequency, but it is not the absolute, because dosages is also can shift things, can equalize different substances in their intensity, in the accessibility of various density levels of reality. So yeah, it is relative, but I gave this just as this understanding of what reality is, this vibration of consciousness and modulation of that vibration that produces all the experience that we can experience. And of course, yeah, psychedelics is very, very easy way in a sense to access, to have that experience of those densities. But it is also very important to keep the spiritual practice, because, for example, if you don't practice anything, you don't do energy works or meditations or some kind of magic rituals, so and not following your heart, not following your highest inspiration in life, so you can be very foreign for those densities. It can feel to you very alien, and eventually for those peoples, even if they have those experiences, they don't stick to them. They just had it and lost it, because their everyday vibration is so different that they forget a lot of that experience just after that experience. Of course, it makes some kind of impact. It helps to evolve. It is also very important to take time for integration, to really integrate those experiences in harmonious ways, in creative ways, and again with following spiritual practices, meditations. And yeah, when you build up your vibration on your own, and if you also use psychedelics, then yes, then those vibrational experiences, higher vibrational experiences, will be more relatable to you. They become more memorized, more saved, so to speak, in in your all bodies, in your aura. And yes, and then you can always remember those states. You can recreate those states on your own. Maybe we will be not so intense as like taking substance, but nevertheless it is still accessing those frequencies, and the more you access them in your meditations, in your spiritual practices, and also in application of those experiences, again, in your work, in your relationships, in changing your lifestyle, aligning to that state, in your creativity, in your art, then yes, you can download more and more and more of those high, blissful vibrations. And the more magical your everyday reality becomes, because again, you are ascending in frequency. This life allows you not just to slow down that absolute frequency, that infinite frequency that you are, but it also allows to experience the process of speeding up that frequency gradually. And yes, and that translates as life becomes more and more magical. And yeah, that's how I experiencing life for a while. And really accepting it, that yes, I am worthy for that, because yes, I am all of that. I am eternal, infinite, divine being. So I can create my life as the epic fairy tale. So yes, and also another insight from those experiences, that yeah, for example, yes, in DMT experience, in simple waved DMT experience, it seems like, yeah, there is a lot of things manifesting and moving very rapidly, like a cartoon, but very, very complex cartoon. But what happens in Bufo experiences, yes, it is like all of those differentiations disappear, and there is like movement also disappears. But there is that paradox, that infinite speed of movement seems like no movement, because it's complete simultaneity, but it is alive and you can experience it. You cannot report anything from that, but nevertheless you can really feel that pure life force that you are. It is very, very powerful. So yeah, I also with this video don't necessarily encourage everyone just to take those substances mindlessly. Be very, very responsible. Do your own research. Feel the calling in your heart. It is also not necessary. You can also achieve it gradually with your spiritual practices, and yes, in general, following your heart, living your life to the fullest. And there is another thing that I wished to say. Yeah, also connecting with that paradox, that stillness connects you to that frequency of infinity. So if you can sit still for a while, not engaging in any affairs of your mind, you will also start to ascend into those higher frequencies. Because yes, infinite speed equals stillness. So you can always connect through that paradox to your true self, your divine self. Like in that biblical text, be still and know I am God. And there is something else that I wished to share about this. So much good insights. Let's see. Yeah, when I talk about it, I also entering into those states, so they are a little bit disorienting for my mind. So yeah, I feel for now that will be it. And of course, I will make more of those videos in my channel. So if you like it, press like, press subscribe. You can also donate, support my work through PayPal. So everything I shared in description of this video. I also creating musical soundscapes. I recording the sounds and also recording electronical sounds that I play and combining that, like combining various realities into one. So it's very, very exciting to me. So yeah, you can also find in this channel playlist called Waking Vibrations. There you can listen to my music. It is very fresh and there is still a lot to learn for me, but nevertheless I already enjoy very much my creations, and so I share them with the world. And another thing, you can also write me to an email if you would like to have a private session with me. I also do private sessions for a while in my own Lithuanian language here where I live. But yeah, I also opened to do it in English. I feel sufficient enough to do that, and it would be very, very exciting to serve you as a mirror for your highest good. So if you feel calling for that, please write me, and see you in the moment. Bye.